Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. This afternoon, coming to you live from the Coach Jerry Mosser Court inside the Gordon Lozier Athletic Center on the campus of Bellevue University. We bring you another women's and men's basketball doubleheader in the North Star Athletic Association as the home team Bellevue University Bruins take on the visiting Viterbo University V-Hawks out of La Crosse, Wisconsin. Good afternoon, everyone. Mick Krupski and Jimmy Allen here to bring you the broadcast as these two teams meet for the fifth game in conference play for the Bruins, the fourth conference activity for the V-Hawks. The Bellevue Bruins come into today's action 9-10 overall, 2-2 in the North Star Athletic Association. The Viterbo V-Hawks at 6-8 on the year, 1-2 in conference play. This should be a pretty good matchup this afternoon, the second game of the weekend doubleheader for both of these schools. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the game with inside the game. We were talking to Coach Dave Denley before this one and just talking about managing minutes, and we talk about Gabby Moore and her importance for this Bruins offense. Last night she played every single minute on the floor last night. We asked Coach, hey, any concentrated effort in making sure to get her some rest? He goes, if we can. So she's going to play today. She's going to play a lot of minutes, and she's got a lot left in the tank apparently too. 21 points last night for Gabby in the win over the visiting Waldorf Warriors. Gabby had 21. Delaney Van Blaricon had 15 points on 5 3-pointers, and Kaylee Denker added 14 in the 73-62 victory over Waldorf. For the season, the Bellevue Bruins averaging 62.3 points per game, 39% shooting from the floor, 33% shooting from behind the arc, and 62% shooting from the free throw line. Let's talk about some of the Bellevue players besides Gabby, who you just mentioned, who make this team go. Yeah, and it's, Coach Denley said that he wants to play inside out, so obviously Zakiyah Muhammad is going to be huge today. Her presence down low in the paint is going to be what's going to need to be effective for Bellevue to get the ball in the basket today. These two squads linked up 3 times over the last season. Bruins are riding a 3-0 win streak over these V-Hawks coming into this. They'd like to make it 4 in a row today. The visiting V-Hawks out of La Crosse, as we mentioned, are averaging 69.5 points per game. They shoot 37% from the floor, only 25% from behind the three-point arc, and 64% from the free throw line. They were on the road last night up in Madison, South Dakota, losing to the Dakota State Trojans 82-54. Emily McCurdy had 16 points. Gina Stefferud had 9. Tell us a little bit more about the visiting V-Hawks. Yeah, McCurdy was the only player in double digits for these V-Hawks last night. They don't shoot it very effective from outside the arc, but they like to shoot it a lot. It's going to be important for Emma Wagner and Emily McCurdy to be involved in their three-point shooting attempts today. It's going to take players like Amina Hall and not only Gabby Moore's offense, but her defense is going to need to be effective to get V-Hawks off of their spots today shooting the three. In the NSAA coaches preseason poll, the Bellevue Bruins were placed number 3 in the 7-team conference. The V-Hawks number 6 in the 17 conference. So today's game, not necessarily a must-win, but it's a game where the Bruins should win and hopefully can defend the home court. The Bruins only 4-4 on the home court throughout the course of this season. The V-Hawks not very good on the road. They are 2-6 overall in their games when they're the away team. And to your point, this Bruins squad is 2-2 in conference play. It's really crucial for them to get above 500 today. Not a must-win game, but it's if you're going to build towards the postseason accolades that you're striding for at this point in the season, this is a big game. We're about 2 minutes or so away from the opening tip-off between these two schools. Should be a good one. Again, when we talked with head coach Dave Denley, he said that the Bruins are going to need to handle the pressure that the V-Hawks, full court pressure, and then in the half court as well. The Bruins need to be able to maintain multiple points of attack like they did for about 3 of the 4 quarters last night against Waldorf. Yeah, when you talk about a player like Gabby Moore that plays 40 minutes the night before coming in for a second game within 24 hours, mindset is going to matter. You talked about the loss last night up in Madison for these V-Hawks. They got absolutely drubbed. How are they going to be able to come out and keep their foot on the gas after taking that lump last night? Bellevue, on the other hand, coming off of a win, can they get complacent? It's going to be interesting to see how both teams handle the mental aspect of this game today. All right, and as always, we invite you to be part of our broadcast. If you would like to join us, send along a text message. Let us know who you are, where you are, and we'll give you more information after our national anthem. let's listen in as PA announcer Ray Quinn gives us the starting lineups. NSAA play. Second guard of 5'8", junior from Blue Valley, Wisconsin, number 2, Macy Swanner. And another guard of 5'8", freshman from Viterbo, Wisconsin, number 3, Marty Here. And forward, a 6'3" senior from Middle Road Point, Wisconsin, number 21, Nicole Johnson. And guard of 5'8", senior from Greenville, Wisconsin, number 24, Emma Wagner. And forward, 5'10" junior from St. Croix Falls, Wisconsin, number 32, Emily McCurdy. We have to go for head coach Miles Jones in 60s and 65, Carl Hayden, and Lynn Foley. And now, this is Hall Rapid, you're on! Out here, you're in the good. Here's an 18 with an overall record of 9-10 here at 2-2 in NSAA play. Starting a guard of 5'8" junior from Spring, Texas, number 5, Randy Dunn. And another guard of 5'7" junior from Webster Groves, Missouri, number 10, Gabby Moore. And forward, a 5'11" freshman from Omaha, Nebraska, number 15, Maya Muhammad. And guard of 5'11" junior from Clovis, California, number 21, Ashton Arnold. And forward, a 6'1" from Lincoln, Nebraska, number 35, Kaylee Skinker. Bruins are coached by head coach Steve Denley in his 8th season, and assisted by Pete Renters and Roger. All right, thanks once again to Ray for the starting lineups. The Bruins will be in their black uniforms with gold trim today. The V-Hawks in white with blue and maroon, their school colors. Again, that text message number, if you'd like to be part of our broadcast, 402-515-7654. Jimmy, give us your early analysis here. What are some of the keys?
You got to love the energy that the Bruins are coming out with out of the huddle right now. Obviously, like you pointed out, a grueling game last night. It's cold outside. It's in the middle of the season. You got a lot of lumps and bruises right now. Four of these Bruins are in sweats today because of injuries. High spirits from the Bruins today. It's going to be interesting to see if those spirits continue to be at a high level throughout the remainder of this game.
In our post-game interviews with both the women's coach and men's coach on the year, both of them find some comfort in the phrase, find a way to win. Let's see if the Bruins can do that this afternoon. Opening tip in the air. It's controlled by the Bruins. Home team having the opening possession. Here's Gabby Moore giving it off to Ashton Arnold. Now to the hands of Kaylee Denker. Kaylee thought about the tray, instead gives it up to Brandy Dunn. Brandy on the dribble drive, sets it back to the top of the key. Into the hands of Moore. Kaylee Denker, a three-point attempt off the side of the rim and out of bounds, no good. Bruins empty in their opening possession.
Little heavy legs there in that first possession. Not a lot of movement from this Bruins offense. You'd like to see a little more communication, a little more off-ball movement there.
Bruins going to put a little backcourt pressure on. We see this quite frequently during the season. Just a little token pressure, maybe burn an extra second or two off the time clock. Handling the basketball is Macy Hughes, now in the hands of Nicole Johnson. Johnson, the tallest player on the roster, 6'3", shot off the mark on the attempt by Emily McCurdy. Bruins clear it. Here's Gabby Moore, the newcomer to the Bruin program, a junior out of Webster Groves, Missouri. Entry pass to Zakai Mohammed. Nice spin move inside her, shot a little bit off the mark, gets the offensive rebound. Almost has it stripped away. She's battling against a double team. The Bruins on the reversal. Brandy Dunn, left lane drive, shot up. Too strong off the glass, no good. The rebound pulled down by Emma Wagner.
Ashton Arnold, the junior from California, had a sprained ankle earlier in this week. She's moving on around pretty good. Two great effort plays by the junior.
Quickly head into the hands of Nicole Johnson. She'll draw the foul, heading to the free throw line for 2 shots. Zakai Mohammed picks up her first personal foul.
That's the matchup to watch today. Nicole Johnson, to your point, 6'3", the biggest player on the court, but she's also a senior going up against the freshman from Omaha, Benson.
Johnson, a 50% free throw shooter on the season. Good with the first attempt. First point on the scoreboard this afternoon. Johnson's second attempt on its way, and it's also good. 2-0 lead for the visitors from La Crosse, Wisconsin. Here's that full court pressure that Dave Denley talked about at our preseason meeting. Not the full court intense press that we may see later on, depending upon how things go.
It's actually been pulled back pretty from where we expected it to be.
Here's Gabby Moore, 21 points last night. Her first shot this afternoon off the side of the rim. Mohammed with her second offensive rebound of the afternoon. Bruins will have a fresh 20 seconds on the clock.
Zakaya pulled that down in front of 3 V-Hawks. What an effort by the true freshman.
Kaylee Denker with a nice spin move inside, up with the left hand for the Bruins' first basket. Denker had a nice night last night with finishing with 9 points and a half a dozen rebounds.
I love what we're seeing out of Ashton Arnold on Emma Wagner right now. She's forced her off her spot and made her pass the ball in all 3 of these possessions.
McCurdy tosses over to Hughes. Now the inbounds play to Johnson. It stays on the rim for a long while. Ashton Arnold able to get it. And then a foul's going to be called.
Yeah, somebody landed on that ankle that we were just talking about too. She came up a little bit limp. Let's see if Coach Denley leaves her in here.
And Nicole Johnson picks up her first personal foul. So each team now with 1 foul in this first quarter. Yeah, Ashton hurt her ankle last weekend. She's not quite at full speed, but a real gutty effort last night. Entry pass inside to Mohammed, inside out. Back to the top of the key. Here's Ashton driving right side. A little pull-up jumper, a little bit too short. The follow by Denker. Kaylee Denker with her second basket of the night. She has all 4 Bruin points.
If that didn't go, you could have gave a block to Zakaya and Mohammed, their teammates running into each other, with a lot of traffic underneath the rim.
Again, Hughes, the point guard, bringing it across the timeline. Back to Johnson, the top of the key. Zakaya Mohammed got her hands on it to deflect it, but saved from going out of bounds. Shot clock continues to run down.
Her basketball IQ is so high. She just found her way to that basketball, but she had no reason to.
Macy Stelton out passing the corner again, looking into Johnson. Denker knocks it away. It'll stay Viterbo basketball with 3 seconds on the shot clock. A catch and shoot situation for the V-Hawks.
Hope the trainers brought their bandage kits with them today. This one's getting physical.
Macy Stelner will inbounds it over right behind the shoulder. Brutus the Bruin looking on over.
It's the intimidation factor, Mick. It's the intimidation factor.
It's those bright goal lines knocked away. Zakaya Mohammed with the deflection into the hands of Brandy Dunn. Bellevue back on the offensive end. 4-2 our score. Here's Dunn. Natural southpaw on the dribble. Harried by Hughes.
Watch Gabby take this off the dribble here. She's backing her out, taking to the right. Yeah, great look.
Found the seam. The shot a little bit too strong off the backboard. Gabby trying to keep it in bounds, but she was standing on the baseline.
Credit to Kaylee Denker helping set that up. You can't seal that block too much better. What we just saw, that was perfect execution by the Bruins. Just couldn't get the ball to roll home.
Kaylee getting up kind of slowly, but she'll head on back for defense. Looks like she's going to be okay. Delaney Van Blaricon taking off her warm-up jersey. She'll be scubbing in on the next stoppage of play. Bruins in a 2-3 zone this time down. Entry pass to Johnson from behind the free throw area, off the mark. Kaylee Denker pulls down the rebound and will bring it across the timeline. Not normally Kaylee's job responsibility to be dribbling up the floor, but she handled it well that time. 4-2 our score. Bruins on top. 4 minutes have gone by in this opening quarter.
Very rarely do we see Gabby give up an open look. She just had a wide open look at the top of the key and gave it up.
Moore from the corner, off the mark. Johnson collects the rebound ahead. Brandy Dunn with good hustle. Almost an over and back. The official thought about it.
Probably should have been.
Yeah. Didn't make the call, so the Bruins another offensive possession. Here's Dunn with the basketball after the nice defensive play. Moore into the lane. Bodied up there to prevent her getting any further. Bounce pass inside to Mohammed, just a little bit too far outside of her reach. Amina Hall and Delaney Van Blaricon in for the home team. And coming in for the V-Hawks is Gina Stefarud.
I expect 32 to have a lot of minutes today. Amina Hall is kind of their see-ball, get-ball defender, and she can chase guards off their spot better than anybody in this conference.
As we mentioned last night, 4 different Bruins out of the lineup today in street clothes, and one of those key pieces is Shelby Little, who gets a lot of time in that post position. So Bruins going to need some extra effort off the bench.
There's a lot of 32 on 32 crime going on in traffic down there. That's going to be a fun one to watch.
On the drive to the basket, Macy Stelner connects. We're tied at 4. Amina Hall, her first time with the basketball, tries to drive the left side of the lane. Kick out pass to Ashton Arnold. Her shot short, kind of ran out of room there on that baseline.
Yeah, and it looks like Gina Setterfield got her hand on it too.
Halfway through the first quarter of action, ball back in the hands of Stelner. Now across the way to Wagner. Trying to look inside. Gabby Moore denying her a good look. Shot from behind the arc of the free throw area on the miss. Emily McCurda. The Bruins get the rebound and head the other way.
Coach Denley yelling to run. They had the numbers there, but Gabby just got caught up in the backcourt.
Hall playing the post position now for the Bruins. Let's see if they try to make the concerted effort to get it inside to her like they did to Denker and Mohammed. Instead, Gabby Moore from distance behind the arc. Gabby with her first basket of the afternoon. The Bruins up by 3.
Hand down, man down. Mason Stelner took a step back. Gabby made her pay for it.
Quickly up the floor come the V-Hawks. A three-point attempt is short, but a good follow. Nicely executed after the miss. Gina Stefferud with the follow and layup.
Great effort there by Stefferud to get underneath the basket or on rebound.
Gabby Moore signals 4 as she crosses the timeline. Let's see what play number 4 is for the Bruins. Little weave across the top of the perimeter. Hall, entry pass to Arnold. There's going to be an over-the-back call against Emma Wagner. Be the second team foul against the V-Hawks, first against Wagner, as 3 bodies will come in for the V-Hawks, including Nora Tucker and Perla Tico Foley, and one more is Lauren Gadel.
A lot of physicality in this game. These refs are letting them play. You love to see it.
On the entry pass, Ashton Arnold makes herself available. Almost has it stripped by Hughes, able to maintain the basketball handles. Shot clock down to 12 for the Bruins. Entry pass to Amina. She tries to back her way inside. The kick out pass, an open look for Delaney Van Blaricon. Won't go down.
Great job by Amina to find the open shooter there. Delaney would love to have that one back. She had a great look at that basket.
Driving to the lane by Nora Tucker. Kick out pass, good ball movement. Now the bounce pass back into Tucker. Good ball movement by the V-Hawks with very little dribbling, but the Bruin defense responds. Bellevue here in this 2-3 zone look. Drive to the basket. That gets out of the hands of Perla Tico Foley.
That's what we saw these V-Hawks kind of repping before this game, was their non-dribbling ball movement, and we see it paying off. They're just not able to execute the basket.
Kaylee Dinker back in for the Bruins, giving Ashton Arnold a little break. 3 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Bruins up by 1 point. Fairly low scoring to this point. Denker comes up for the high screen. 4 more. Back into Kaylee in the paint. Turnaround shot off the back of the rim. No good. Tico Foley with the rebound, and the V-Hawks try to run up the floor. Bruin defense again back very quickly. Over near the Bruin bench. Marley Hughes now at the top of the key. Good read by Brandy Dunn. Contact, no foul. They let him play.
Yeah, it's been physical and chippy out here early. That'll be something to watch going down the stretch.
Entry pass into Tico Foley. She'll try to get it back out to the top of the key. 3-point look is no good, but Tico Foley able to rip the offensive rebound away. 20 seconds put back on the clock on the second chance possession for the V-Hawks. Head fake into the lane, and there's a 3-second violation against the V-Hawks.
That's their fourth turnover of this game.
Bruins did a good job yesterday of handling the basketball. Megan Miedema checks into the game for Viterbo.
She had a couple key rebounds for the V-Hawks last night, and right now the V-Hawks are winning the boards. Bellevue's got to get a little more aggressive on the offensive rebounds here.
Neither team shooting well. V-Hawks shooting 25%, the Bruins shooting 23%. Entry to Arnold just back into the game. Ashton with a nice turnaround move off the glass. 9-6 our score.
Credit to Amina Hall with the assist there. Watch that lane open up wide. She took advantage of it.
V-Hawks on a 3-game losing streak, 0-3 in conference play. Bruins back to a man-to-man here on defense.
Yeah, breaking news, Gabby Moore is off the floor right now, but she's looking to check back in already in this one.
3-point attempt, that one's off the mark on the shot by Lauren Gadel. Whistle blows, a foul's going to be called in the backcourt.
It's Tico Foley.
First personal foul, third team foul. Back into the game comes Emily McCurdy for the V-Hawks, and as you mentioned, Gabby Moore got about a 30-second break on the bench after playing 40 minutes last night.
Hey, it's hot near the Gordon Lozier Athletics Center. Hopefully she got some water.
Here's Gabby with the basketball. Now to Ashton. Amina. Back to Gabby. Again, Dinker coming up for the screen. Nothing available there. Trying to look inside to Kaylee. Nice catch on a tough play inside. Again, using that left hand a little bit short this time to rebound to McCurdy.
Kaylee would have been able to love to handle that ball on that original pass. She had an easy lane there.
Dinker with the big block on the drive by McCurdy. The ball tied up as players fall to the floor. That's Kaylee Dinker along with Lauren Gadel.
If that's a jump ball, that's going to Bellevue. The arrow's pointing at the Bruins.
The possession arrow to the V-Hawks go in that direction. Going inbounds play.
Okay,
yeah, inbounds play for the V-Hawks. It'll be Emily McCurdy to trigger it in. And again, bodies crashing into each other, trying to separate on this inbounds play. Ball out of bounds. It'll be Bellevue basketball as it goes off the hands of Gina Stefferud.
I told you the arrow was pointing at Bellevue.
You were a prophet, just a few seconds ahead of the rest of us.
51 seconds left in this quarter. You got to make it count here. If you're Bellevue, you're only up 3.
Bellevue in double digits all 4 quarters last night. There's a traveling violation going to be called against Gabby. She went down the lane. One of the V-Hawks got a hand on the ball that kind of forced that travel call.
Yeah, she lost the dribble before it even got touched. She's got to be a little more cautious. They're just trying to go coast to coast there and make it a quick one.
Dave Denley, the head coach for the Bellevue Bruins, now in his 8th year. Lionel Jones in his 6th year as the helm of the V-Hawks.
Both of them had hair when they started.
And just like they did last year, Lionel wanted me to say hello to his wife, Nicole, and his dog, Solo, back home in La Crosse. And he said it that direction, making sure his wife got top billing.
That's right.
The dog game second. 20 seconds remaining. Bruins will settle for the final shot here as the seconds tick down to the close of the first quarter. Bellevue up 9-6. Gabby will start in just a second or two. Tries to drive left side, nothing there. Delaney Van Blaricon, the head fake, the drive, the little runner in the lane, off the glass, up and in. Delaney Van Blaricon with a 2-point shot there as the first quarter comes to an end. The home team, Bellevue University Bruins, 11. The visiting V-Hawks from Viterbo, 6. So a good start for the home team, not a very high-scoring start, but the Bruins able to get a lead with that buzzer basket at the buzzer.
Yeah, they're working it inside out like Coach Denley wanted to. Kaylee Denker leads his team in points. 4 points for the inside post player.
Bellevue shot 31% in the first quarter, only 18% for Viterbo, 2 of 11. Bellevue 5 of 16. Bellevue made 1 3-pointer. V-Hawks 0 for 5, 2 for 2 from the line are the V-Hawks. Bellevue did not shoot a free throw. 5 turnovers against Viterbo to 2 for the home team. Bellevue with a couple of assists, no assists for the V-Hawks.
You know, you bring up the home team, and Viterbo's a 5.5-hour drive from Bellevue. There's a ton of red and blue in the crowd today. There's a well-representation from the road team.
A lot of support from moms and dads and friends. Let's go Bruins, get that W. Go Ashton. From mom and dad listening in Clovis, California. Glad you guys are with us today. I think it's kind of a rainy day as I saw the national weather this morning on Clovis, but that beats what we've got going here.
It's usually news if it's raining in California.
So enjoy it while you can. Again, that text message number, if you would like to join our broadcast today, 402-515-7654. Mick Krupski here, Jimmy Allen there, the pride and joy of 1620 a.m.
Yeah, it's something like that. What you want to see here in the second period, Bellevue's had 4 looks at the basket from inside about 10 feet. They just haven't been able to get it home. Kaylee Denker's going to have to take this game over. We're seeing kind of a big lineup here. Kaylee Denker come back out with Zakiya Muhammad, too. And look for Bellevue to try to force the ball in low here. Start this off early.
Denker with 4 points leads the Bruins after the first quarter. Nobody on the Viterbo roster with more than 2 points. Bellevue with the opening possession. Denker getting bounce to Brandy Dunn. Ashton waits for Gabby Moore to come and lead the Bruin charge at the point guard. Here's Zakiya Muhammad looking for a teammate. Ashton Arnold into Kaylee Denker. The Bruins have made a concerted effort to try to go inside out today. Here's a look from Gabby from three-point land. Gabby knocks it down. Gabby now 2 for 5 in the afternoon. Both of them from behind the arc that have found the hoop.
Nicole Johnson back in for the V-Hawks, too. Their big 6'3 centers re-entered the game here. Look for her and Kaylee Denker to go to war underneath this hoop.
Moore gets a hand on that one, deflects it to Viterbo head coach Lionel Jones. It'll stay V-Hawk possession right in front of the scorer's table. Bellevue again kind of mixing up defenses this afternoon between zone and man-to-man. Macy Stelner with the basketball, trying to dribble to the top of the key.
Brady Dunn and these guards have done such a good job of pinning down these V-Hawks shooters.
On the double team, we've got a jump ball call, but possession arrow points to the V-Hawks. Inbounds play.
I said the ball's going to stay with Viterbo. I thought Kaylee Denker thought she was going to be able to inbound that ball for a second there.
Got to check the correct color of the jersey there. Entry pass. Shot in the middle, no good, off the miss by McCurdy. She'll get the follow-up, misses again. McCurdy has it in her hands, and now we're going to have a foul called on the battle for the rebound. So 2 shots upcoming for Emily McCurdy. As the foul goes against Gabby Moore, first personal, first team foul.
Talked about Bellevue's defense trying to get shooters off their spot today. To your point, Viterbo 0 for 5 from 3 today, and they haven't even attempted one here in the second period.
McCurdy, the leading scorer on the season for Viterbo at 10.9. Teammate Emma Wagner, second with 10.5. Both of them members of the squad last year, where they averaged a little over 5 points per game, so they've doubled their output this season. And McCurdy with 2 free throws to make it a 14-8 game.
Here's that full court press that Coach Denley talked about before the game. Kind of surprising to see that with 9 minutes to go in the second period for the first time.
Bruins handle it pretty easily. Kaylee Denker with a nice head fake. Contact inside, no foul call. Ball winds up in McCurdy's hands, and the V-Hawks hustle the other direction. Bruin defense is back.
That's about the 5th time Kaylee Denker's ended up on the floor without a whistle today.
Drive into the lane by Macy Stelner. Splits a couple of Bruin defenders. Gabby will pick up her second personal foul on that play. And in the act of shooting, so more free throws for the V-Hawks. This time it's Macy Stelner at the line, a junior from Coon Valley, Wisconsin.
She's a 63% free throw shooter. Like to see those numbers go up here if you're a V-Hawks fan.
Most of the Viterbo roster from either Wisconsin or Minnesota, very close to Viterbo in lacrosse.
Right at home in this 7-degree weather we have going on here in Bellevue University.
First one off the mark, second chance for Stelner on its way, and that one is good. 14-9 our score, 8:42 remaining before halftime. Pressure. And that pass from Denker goes wide out of bounds, forcing the turnover.
Kaylee knew as soon as she let go of it, she patted herself on the chest and my bad.
Third turnover of the game against Bellevue, 5 turnovers for Viterbo.
Bad news if you're a Bellevue fan. Viterbo's been able to turn 60% of those turnovers to the points here.
Tipped by Mohammed, but it winds up in the hands of Emma Wagner. She'll leave it behind for a 3-point attempt by number 3. It's off the mark, however, on that miss by Marley Hughes. And out of bounds it'll be Bellevue basketball.
Great effort by Macy Stelner there, trying to keep that one alive. Just couldn't get her foot off the ground. She dragged it a little bit.
Dave Denley strolling the sidelines over by the Bellevue bench, directing this press break for his team. Dave with one of those voices that can just rattle throughout the gym.
Yeah, he's not just a sharply dressed man. He can also communicate well.
He doesn't have the same ZZ Top beard, though, as the...
That's true.
Denker again trying to work inside. And they're going to call Kaylee for the foul, trying to use the elbow to clear some space.
Yeah, she's done that a couple times today and gotten away with it a few times. They caught her on that one right in front of the official.
First personal foul, third team foul against Bellevue in this second period.
It's been very physical today, so you can't really blame Kaylee Denker there. She's definitely getting it on the other end of the court as well.
Marley Hughes across the timeline. Back to Johnson at the high post.
Not a single three-point attempt from these V-Hawks in the last 6 minutes.
And there's going to be a traveling violation as Emily McCurdy lost her footing as she tried to dribble into the lane.
Great job there by Brandy Dunn, not picking up her feet and making sure that she stays set on her guy.
Again, the 3-person front court press, trying to get the trap near the half-court line. Bruins able to get across, tipped into the corner. Good hustle on the play by Emily Wagner. She got the initial deflection, but couldn't track it down in the corner.
Ashton Arnold just got lost there. She was trying to get the play call in, wasn't paying attention to the defense closing on her.
It'll be Bruins basketball over near the auxiliary bleachers, where a bunch of the guys on the men's team will have men's action immediately following the women's game today. Kaylee again in traffic. She gets the bucket and the and one.
That's the matchup to watch right now. It's been a lot of fun inside between Kaylee Denker and then the big for Viterbo today, Nicole Johnson. They've been getting at it after each other since the start of this one. Johnson's going to come out. I think it's her third foul.
They're going to give the foul to Emily McCurdy, trying to play help defense on that. That's just McCurdy's first, so Johnson will avoid adding an additional foul here. Denker to the free throw line for the Bruins, the freshman out of Lincoln. Gets the happy follow on the free throw attempt. Quickly ahead down to the corner. Denker able to get back. Now we've got the 5-on-5 matchup that we normally will have in this situation. Trying to look inside, instead going to the corner. Back to the top of the key where Hughes will set it back up.
1 3-point attempt by these V-Hawks in the last 10 minutes. Everything has got inside.
Bounce pass inside to Takeo Foley, across the way. Look for three, and just as you said, no threes. There goes one. Off the mark, though. Bruins kind of standing flat-footed. There's a stuff by Zakaya Mohammed, and she retrieves the basketball in the corner herself.
Just as physical as it can be in this one. Zakaya Mohammed was not letting anything happen in the paint down there for the Bruins.
High energy person.
She wants the ball on the other side, too.
Trying to make herself available in the post position. Here's Ashton Arnold playing on a leg and a half. Denker for a 3-point attempt. Too strong off the back of the rim. Brandy Dunn trying to keep it alive instead. Emma Wagner beats her to the basketball.
About 4 people collided under that basket. Not a single whistle to be heard.
Left side drive. Bruins trying to help out on defense, and then a nice shuffle pass into the hands of Macy Stelner, who put it in.
Amina Hall regretted that decision immediately. She knew she got there late. Almost a good foul, but that one found its way to roll through the nylon.
Madison Hugdahl into the game for Viterbo. Gabby Moore back in for the Bruins after about a minute rest. Bellevue foul against Amina Hall. Her first personal. Bellevue now, however, with 4 team fouls. 6-12 still remaining in this quarter.
Difference in this game right now. Viterbo's 6 of 7 from the free throw line. They're making each one of them count.
Again, the pressure near the half-court line. Nice job by Ashton not to cross the line and get double trapped against it. Again, a slap over the back inside. Here's Brandy to Kaylee. Loose ball across the way. It's going to be Viterbo basketball off of Kaylee Denker.
I'd like to see Brandy go up with that there. She had an open look at it. Not sure what she was looking for.
Delaney Van Blaricon back into the game for the Bruins. Bruins still with the 5-point lead. This very low-scoring game, 17-12. Bellevue shooting 35%, only 19% for Viterbo.
Both teams combined just 10 of 36 from the field right now.
Maybe some of the after effects of playing the second game in less than 24 hours. Here's Tico Foley inside. Contact made. It'll be Bellevue basketball as it goes out of bounds. It's just a crashing show on every rebound. Bodies crashing, trying to get to it.
And they're kind of letting them play. There's a little bit of a big lineup right now out there that we haven't seen yet from Viterbo right now. They're trying to take advantage of some size out on the court.
Nice move by Delaney getting across the timeline. Arnold had to drive for a short time. Open look from Gabby Moore. Gabby knocks it down on the assist from Ashton Arnold. Gabby Moore, her second tray of the afternoon. Make that 3.
Yeah, the third time they've left her wide open at the top of the key, and she's making them pay for it when they leave her out there.
Bellevue back to a 2-3 zone defense. Good ball movement inside. Contact made on the shot by Hugdahl. Haley Denker rips it away and gets it to Gabby Moore. Gabby dribbling through 3 or 4 different Viterbo players.
Amina Hall just accidentally punched her own teammate in the face, trying to swat that one out of there. Kaylee Denker just took one on the chops.
Delaney Van Blaricon off the mark on that 3-point attempt. Viterbo quickly down the floor. Again, Hugdahl with the shot. This time it's good. Madison Hugdahl.
We talked about that bad foul from Amina earlier. She just played her position perfectly there. Sometimes it's better offense outdoes better defense.
Bruins across the timeline. Took about 7 or 8 seconds to get there, but they got the job done. Moore to Hall. Amina from distance. That one's off the mark. The rebound to Madison Hugdahl. She's played well in the couple of minutes that she's been in.
Yeah, she's been kind of a force for them rebounding and getting some baskets underneath that weren't there earlier.
Emma Wagner with a nice scoop down the left side of the lane. Dave Denley is going to call the timeout, a 30-second timeout, as the V-Hawks have shown an offensive spurt over the last minute or two with 4:08 remaining in the half. Bellevue 20, Viterbo, 16.
Emma Wagner had 8 last night for these V-Hawks. That's her first basket of the game with just 4:08 to go here in the second period. If you're a Viterbo fan, you want to see her more involved in this game plan going forward.
Let's go V-Hawks. Our first text from a Viterbo fan this afternoon. Thanks for the shout-out, Lionel. Love ya. Nicole Jones and Solo, their family dog. I think she even sent us a text photo of Solo last year, so
we need an update. Come on, Mrs. Coach.
Again, if you want to
see how the pup's doing.
We want to be part of the broadcast. Hey, 402-515-7654.
I'm impressed with how well Viterbo has traveled here today. There's into our immediate right here to the camera, you've got a ton of fans making the trip down here from Wisconsin.
As you said, about a 5.5 to 6 hour drive.
Here's the full court press back on. We'll see how the Bruins handle it here.
Again, Bruins doing a good job of not stopping across the 10-second line. Bruins back into their offensive flow now here. Danker reaches out at the high post, trying to look inside to Jillian Freeman, who's into the game for Bellevue. Ashton Arnold muscles her way inside and puts it in the hole. Nice work by Ashton against the double team.
She's still favoring that ankle a little bit too. What effort there, playing about 80% right now.
First basket of the afternoon for Ashton. Been a double-digit scorer most of the season. The shot from Hugdahl off the mark. Battle for the rebound. They're going to say it's a foul on the play.
I think that's going to go against Julian. It's kind of the residual effect coming off cold off the bench with 3:30 to go in the second period.
Jillian had some good minutes last night in the win against Waldorf. 2 shots upcoming here for Perla Tico Folly.
Kaylee Danker goes out and Zakiya Muhammad comes into the game for the Bruins.
Off the mark with the first attempt, the freshman out of Champlin, Minnesota. The great name in the Great Plains, Champlin Oil back in the day. I'm not sure if that's where their headquarters were or not, but one of those old jingles that's rattling around in the recesses of my 68-year-old brain.
Stay stuck in Fort Knox up there.
And there's going to be a foul called in the backcourt. That's going to go against Marley Hughes.
Yeah, she didn't like that foul call. She might have been right. There wasn't a whole lot of contact there.
Again, that's kind of the differentiation between plays down low near the basket and plays in the forecourt. Is you can't touch too much in the forecourt, but you can mug anybody.
Yeah, they're making up for those non-calls underneath the hoop earlier.
22-17, Bruins on top, 3:15 remaining in the second quarter. Zakiya Muhammad inside to Jillian Freeman. Freeman with the move down the left side, the big hook a little too high off the board, but the rebound to Zakiya Muhammad, and she puts it back. She'll head to the line for free throws.
Great job by Zakiya there not to have the extra dribble and just go back up with it and draw the contact.
Muhammad, the freshman out of Omaha Benson High School.
These are just the second and third free throw attempts for the Bruins today.
Lauren Gadel back in for the V-Hawks. Bellevue shooting a perfect 100%, 1 for 1 to free throw line, and still shooting 100%, now 2 for 2. I'm going to go with the reverse announcer's jinx by mentioning that there.
Zakiya's had a year from the free throw line, too. She's shooting just over 70%.
Nice job as she makes both for her first 2 points of the afternoon. Amina Hall quickly runs to the scorer's table. She'll come in to replace Jillian Freeman. And the Bruins with a little front court pressure here.
3:09 to play in this first half. You're up by 7 points. It'd be a great stop and maybe go in with double digits into halftime.
Bruins trying to get the double team trap against the timeline, but Viterbo able to pass their way out of it. Back in the hands of Hughes, now to this near side.
Hugdahl's been pretty good today. It's kind of weird to see her mishandle a pass like that. She's been pretty efficient all day long.
Trying to look inside the Bruin defense, not allowing that to happen.
Looked like there was a black jersey in every inch of the court for a second there.
Hugdahl off the mark from near the elbow. Bruins get the rebound. Here's Gabby Moore. Controlled break into the hands of Delaney Van Blaricon. Arnold.
Great look. Oh.
Gabby had a quick look over there, but then the defense closed pretty quickly as well. Muhammad trying to find some space inside.
Seahawks setting down to that zone here. Got to take a look inside, yep.
Loses the handle, still stays with the tough move inside Zakaya Mohammed. Great effort on the play for the basket.
She gave the near side official a little bit of a look, like what more do I have to do to get a call here?
4 points now for Mohammed. Pass underneath, contact made, no foul call. Play continues, still battling inside. The work done in there by Lauren Gadel. 3-point shot off the mark, but a second chance opportunity once again for Viterbo. Drive in the lane by McCurdy. Her shot no good. Amina Hall with the defensive rebound. Nice job by Mohammed defending out her player so that the Bruins could get the rebound. Amina is going to be called for the traveling violation right in front of the out.
Not like it.
Yeah.
The Vhawks 0 of 8 from 3 points from the 3-point line tonight. It's been a struggle from outside the paint for anything for Viterbo at this point.
8 offensive rebounds for Viterbo. That's been one of their strengths today. 8 of their 20 total rebounds. Bellevue with 4 offensive rebounds, 16 total.
Which is incredible because at this point in the game, Bellevue's going to have the size advantage with Zakaya and Kaylee out there.
The ball swoops around the rim a couple of times before falling through on the shot by Gina Steferud. 7-point lead for the Bruins as we near 1:15. Ashton Arnold all the way to the hoop. A little head shake to take her defender of the back foot.
Viterbo's been set down in that zone. They just weren't set yet, and Ashton just took advantage of that open availability.
Hugdahl with the basketball, trying to bounce pass it inside. Scramble for different players to the side. It's out of bounds, and it'll be Bellevue basketball. Good hustle by Delaney Van Blaricon as she was battling against Gina Steferud to see who could get to it first.
That was 100% effort from Delaney getting that ball back for Bellevue there.
Under a minute to go before halftime. Bruins up by 9. They'd like to get to double digits if they can.
Coach Denley yelling to move, get off your spot, create some offense away from the ball.
Delaney, 3-point look, nothing but net. Delaney Van Blaricon with another 3-pointer.
She got her change on the other side for that turnover. Good job. Way to find the open shooter. You had 3 white jerseys under the basket. Take advantage of it outside.
5 3-pointers last night, her first one this afternoon. Viterbo trying to get some points on the board before halftime. This will probably be their final possession. And the ball comes out of the hands of McCurdy. She's able to get it back.
I don't know how she pulled that down between 2 Bellevue defenders. Everybody had their hand on the ball, and somehow the white jersey came down with it.
Emily McCurdy, the junior from St. Croix Falls, Minnesota, or St. Croix Falls. I don't know if you go with the English or French pronunciation. Delaney once again, back-to-back trays. Heat check by the senior from Holden, Missouri. Gives the Bruins a 34-21 lead at halftime.
Bellevue 5-11 from outside. The Vhawks still 0 of 8. They can't find a shot from outside the perimeter. That's the difference in this game right now. And Delaney Van Blaricon is saying, just let me shoot it, coach. That's the game plan for the second half.
Bellevue shooting 45% for the first half. They were shooting in the 20s for much of the first quarter, but turned it on in the second period. 26% the shooting percentage for Viterbo. Bellevue led 11-6 after 1. Bruins with an 8-point cushion in the second quarter, 25-15, to take a 34-21 lead into our halftime break.
Yeah, both Gabby Moore and Delaney Van Blaricon are both perfect from outside the 3-point stripe. Oh, they're going to count that as a 2. That second one for Delaney was actually a 2. So she's just 2 for 2 or 2 for 4. But she's been fantastic in those last 2 possessions. And Gabby Moore has been borderline perfect in this game as well.
Individual scoring in the first half for Viterbo. Macy Stelner leading the way with 6 points. Gina Steferud and Emily McCurdy with 4 points apiece. 2 points apiece for Nicole Johnson, Madison Hugdahl, and Emily Wagner. And 1 point for Perla Tico Folly.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Jones, you got to be a little frustrated. Just one player in double digits last night. It's looking like that's kind of par for the course today as well.
And for the home team Bruins, Gabby Moore leading the way with 9 points. Delaney Van Blaricon with 8. Kaylee Denker with 7, 6 for Ashton Arnold. Zakaya Mohammed has 4. Those are our stats in the first half as the Bruins 34-21 lead, a 13-point lead for the home team.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Delaney, Dave Denley, you got to find a way to get to the free throw stripe here in the second half. That's kind of been the only thing that's really eluded your offense up until this point is extra shots.
Rebounding battle, 20-16, favor of Viterbo. Assist battle, 7-2 advantage for the Bellevue Bruins. So a couple of things we like to look at. Turnovers as well. fairly even, 7 for Viterbo, 6 for the Bellevue Bruins.
Bellevue had 4 turnovers in the first period. They cleaned it up a little bit in that second period. That's a positive note if you're a Bellevue Bruins fan.
All right, those are the numbers and the names you need to know from the first half of action. We will be back in about 10 minutes with second half action. Be sure to keep it right here. Jimmy Allen and Mick Krupski on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Welcome back to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. We are at our halftime break, the women's game. It's Bellevue 34, Viterbo 21. Bruins shooting 45% in a hot second quarter to take a lead and spread that out to 13 points at halftime. Men's game to follow today. We invite you to stick around for that. Bellevue and Viterbo men in action. 20 minutes following the end of the women's action. Couple more texts in the queue. Let's get to those. Good luck, Nicole Johnson and the Lady V-Hawks from Mom and Dad and sisters Mallory and Jerry Joe. Glad you guys are enjoying the broadcast today. We appreciate that. And we did get a photo of Coach Jones's dog Solo. Cute little fella, kind of a brown and white terrier mix, it looks like to me, but sure, keep up the great work. Always enjoy listening to the broadcast.
It looks comfy up there.
Yeah. Hopefully he's got a nice warm spot up in La Crosse. Not sure what the temperature is up there, but we're enjoying single digits here in Omaha. Got down to, I think it's at 17 degrees below zero last night, so usually a couple of times a year we get these nasty polar plunges. Most of the time the winter is bearable, but
yeah, the bearable time is just about a week away. We're looking at the north of 30 here in a couple weeks in Bellevue, so it can't get here fast enough. The snow drifts are about 11 feet high outside. I'm done with those.
Mick Krupski here, Jimmy Allen there. Jimmy, let's take a look at the second half. You're going to be the coach for both teams. What does Dave Denley need to do for the Bellevue Bruins, and then what does Lionel Jones need to do for the V-Hawks?
I think if you're Coach Denley, just stick with the game plan. It's working inside out already. You don't need to change anything up here. You've seen the size advantage that Bellevue has. I expect them to go back to Kaylee Decker and Zakaya Muhammad coming out of the break here and keep pounding inside, taking advantage of that. And if you're the V-Hawks, you've got to keep shooting these threes. You got to find a way to get them to fall. Right now, you're 0 of 8 from behind the arc, and you got to get a couple of these to land to get back in this game.
And as opposite of that, Bellevue 5 out of 11, so those 15-point difference, there's a 13-point differential on the scoreboard, so that's been the name of the game. Opening possession of the second half will belong to the Bellevue Bruins. Again, that text message number, if you want to join us, 402-515-7654.
I'm really surprised with how often Bellevue's kind of gone to their big lineup, how much we've kind of seen number 21 for the V-Hawks come off the court. Nicole Johnson has kind of held her own against these Bellevue bigs, and for whatever reason, she just keeps finding herself on the bench halfway through each period.
Does have a couple of fouls, so they're trying to save most of her presence for the third and fourth quarter upcoming, so we'll see how frequently they try to get it to her.
13-point lead here for Bellevue. You got to keep your foot on the gas. We've seen Gabby Moore only come off the bench sparingly again today. Be interesting to see if Bellevue gets up big here, how much her minutes get managed here in this third period.
Opening possession of the Bruins. Here's Gabby with the basketball. Inside to Kaylee Denker, comes up high. Ashton Arnold makes herself available near the free throw line. Zakaya Muhammad, who got the start today, back inside. Looks like the starting lineup back on the floor. Brandy Dunn, an open look from three-point land, overshoots the rim into the hands of Emma Wagner. Bruins come up empty on the opening possession. Viterbo now gets its chance. Wagner, left-handed dribble down the side, cut off there. Back to the top of the key. Bruins in man-to-man defense to start this third period. Halfway through the shot clock are the V-Hawks. Open look into the corner, driving instead. Little runner in the lane, no good, but the putback is good by Macy Stelner.
You mentioned Emma Wagner there. She's one of their leading scorers on this team. Kind of surprising how quiet she's been to be just 2 points for these V-Hawks.
Ashton Arnold avoids the trap on the side. Bruins trying to get into their offensive flow. Again, trying to look inside first. If nothing's there, they'll reverse the basketball. Back to the right side. Dunn trying to look inside to Muhammad. She's covered like a cloak from Emily McCurdy.
Hey, listen, sometimes you got to play outside of the game plan. If you're getting open looks to the top key, you got to take them like we just saw Gabby Moore take there.
Zakaya battling against Emma Wagner for the rebound. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be Viterbo basketball. So Bruins 0 for 2 on their opening possessions of this second half.
Got to take advantage of this if you're Viterbo here. Maybe get a couple quick shots down here and try to cut this lead and take advantage of the shortcomings by this Bellevue Bruins.
Bruins still lead by 11, double-digit lead for the home team. Bellevue at 500 in conference at 2-2. Viterbo 1-2. Here's Johnson, turnaround jump shot. That's no good. Kaylee Dinker pulls down the rebound, and the Bruins back to work on offense. 5th rebound of the afternoon for Kaylee.
Coach Johnson shouting at, Coach Jones shouting at Johnson there. Shoot it. He wants her taking those shots.
Kaylee Dinker, the fadeaway shot, no good. Zakiya Muhammad again battling for the ball, and it'll stay Bellevue basketball as it goes off the hands of Macy Stelner out of bounds. Stelner with 8 points, leading the way for Viterbo. Nobody else with more than 4.
I love the tenacity that Emily McCurdy is playing with for Viterbo. She is just not giving up an inch to anybody despite who she's going up against.
Dinker again with that move. With the left hand, the shot just a little bit too short. Johnson pulls down the rebound, and here come the V-Hawks once again. V-Hawks with the only points in this third quarter.
Great job by Macy Stelner there trying to keep control of that ball. She could have easily let that go out of bounds.
Screen set on the top for the drive by Hughes. Nothing available there. The Bruins a great job on defense. Here's a three-point shot from the corner. That's no good. Battle for the rebound. Backside work by Macy Stelner. Gets the board and the basket. And she'll head to the free throw line for one shot there.
Gabby Moore was trying to get an Academy Award there on top of her great performance she had last night. We're trying a little bit of a flop action, get the ball going the other way.
Ashton Arnold picks up her first personal foul, first foul of this third quarter. Stelner at the line, and she knocks it down. So Stelner in double digits, first one for the V-Hawks, first one for either team, as she now has 11 points.
Press back on by Viterbo here.
Moore gets it across the timeline to Ashton Arnold, Kaylee Dinker. Kaylee plants that foot and reverses the basketball. Brandy Dunn, a three-point attempt. Off the back of the rim, no good. Again, the rebound goes to Nicole Johnson.
That's her 4th board of the day. It just looks different when Nicole Johnson's out on the floor for Viterbo right now, offensively and defensively.
Nice entry pass inside. Kaylee Dinker gets the block on the shot inside by Emily McCurdy. Bruins trying to run, burst of speed by Gabby Moore. The shot too short, however.
Again, that's just Nicole Johnson being present and available there in the middle of that shot.
Johnson to be the SWAT blocker, and Emma Wagner riding off her hip down the floor. Johnson and Dinker, again, looked like Kaylee got a piece of that one, but Johnson powers it up and in. A 6-0 start to this, 7-0 start to this second half for the visitors from La Crosse.
Yeah, the lead's been cut to 6 here. If you're Bellevue, you need a basket in a bad way with 6:11 to play this third quarter.
Gabby Moore off the front of the rim. Good follow by Brandy Dunn. Misses the shot, but she'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots as the foul's committed by Marley Hughes.
Great job by Brandy there to find the defender and kind of lean into it, make sure you get to the line, even if you don't get that shot to fall.
Amina Hall back in for the Bruins. Delaney Van Blaricon will be coming in for Brandy Dunn at some point here, but right now Brandy at the free throw line. First one is up and in. Dunn, a 56% free throw shooter on the season. That's her first point of the game.
And Bellevue keeping their 100% free throw percentage alive until that moment, because the commentator had to say something.
Address your fan mail, hate mail too. Bruins, second chance opportunity here because of Zakiya Muhammad's good work on the boards. Gabby Moore trying to find some space. Dunn drives, shoots, and she'll go back to the free throw line once again. This time the foul will be called on Nicole Johnson, who got her across the wrist on the shot.
Yeah, when we talk about working from the outside in, that doesn't mean you can't funnel everything in from outside the perimeter as well. This is a concentrated effort by this coaching staff right now to kind of attack, like to your point, arguably Viterbo's best player that's in a little bit of foul trouble right now.
Brandy again hits the first one of the 2.
And I will not mention anything about percentages after this shot.
Southpaw shooter from Spring, Texas, Brandy Dunn. And Deja Vu, 1 for 2 from the line, making the first, missing the second. Johnson with the rebound, and the V-Hawks a chance to try to get a little bit closer on this possession. Good jump catch on this near side by Stelner to keep it in play. Johnson working against Amina Hall. Quick turnaround shot. It's up and in.
Yeah, they found something down low with Johnson. Looks for that to continue while she's out there.
And the Bruins pass it away. Ashton Arnold wasn't sure if she was going to pass it to Zakaya or Gabby, and it went between them and it went out of bounds.
This is where you find out what you have if you're Bellevue. All things going Viterbo's way. You've had a big lead in this game. It's been cut to 6. You made a couple key mistakes here. You've got to keep your head in this game and get the rhythm back. Kind
of similar to last night's game against Waldorf. The Bruins had a big lead. Waldorf came back to cut it to 5, I believe, before Delaney Van Blaricon hit a couple of big three-pointers in that fourth quarter to ice it away.
You might need that to be the difference in this third period, too. Let her take a shot in this next possession if you're Coach Denley.
With the basketball, Marley Hughes trying to find some room on the left side. Finds it, but misses the shot, but draws contact against Amina Hall. Amina not happy with the call.
Yeah, did she, though?
Yeah.
I mean, that was about as good a textbook defense as you could get. I did not see any contact on that shot.
Kept her body in front, and it was an awkward shot by Hughes. Maybe the officials assumed there was contact that may or may not have been there.
These are two very big free throws.
Hughes at the free throw line. She's a good free throw shooter, 82% on the season.
She's got a chance to cut it here to a 4-point lead.
Just her first points of the game.
2-possession game here right now for a game that was a double-digit lead at halftime.
And she makes them both. Again, Viterbo doing well from the free throw line on the game. 9 of 11 in total.
Love to see something for Delaney Van Blaricon drawn up here. Maybe get some. Oh, wow.
Again, kind of a sloppy pass. Converted into a basket by Perla Tico Folly. So the Bruins have to avoid getting too rattled.
This is a 2-point game right now. I cannot believe this. What a comeback by these V-Hawks.
It went from a 13-point game at halftime to 2 just now. Bruins need a basket in a big way. Entry pass to Amina Hall may have been a little bit too strong. It goes off her hands and out of bounds.
That's kind of been the Achilles heel of this Bruins team this season, is the inability to execute long-term passes when they don't need to be. You got to have short, shallow passes here. Keep things in front of you. Make sure you can find the basket.
Timeout on the floor with 4:33 remaining in the third period. It's the Bruins 36 and the V-Hawks 34. A great start to the third quarter by the visitors from La Crosse, outscoring Bellevue 13-2 in this third period. We've mentioned it a couple times in the course of the season. It seems like the team just has one quarter where things just don't work right. They may be flying along smoothly, and then ka-chunk, something happens. Let's see how quickly the Bruins can work their way out of this funk.
And you saw frustration from Coach Denley, and he's got to be frustrated because I can't imagine how much different the conversation was at halftime than he's having right now. And listen, there was a great game plan coming into this. Viterbo's just done a really good job of adjusting for the inside presence that Bellevue's had, and I talked about it earlier. The big difference is they've just kept Nicole Johnson out there despite the foul trouble. Expect that to be the case here going forward as well.
Bellevue is shooting 45% in the first half. Their overall percentage now down to 36% as they've struggled here in this third quarter, but let's see what magic the coaching staff has. Again, Dave Denley in his 8th year as associate head coach James Ice Benford, a former Bellevue player in his own right back in the day, has been there the entire time. And first-year assistant coach Laura Jurek, a former Bellevue player, who Dave always said, I wish we could sneak her back into a uniform and get some playing time from Laura once again.
Same lineup for both teams coming back out of that timeout. No changes for the Bruins, no changes for the V-Hawks.
And for the V-Hawks, Marley Hughes with the basketball into the corner to McCurdy.
I don't think McCurdy was ready for that pass. What a tragedy there for the V-Hawks.
3-point attempt for the lead. That one's off the mark. And Kaylee Denker pulls down the rebound after that miss.
3-point struggles continue for Viterbo. 0 for 10 from behind the arc today.
Bruins trying to find some flow, trying to find some magic. A little bit more moving around this possession than we saw the last couple of times. Viterbo defense up to the challenge. Here's a baseline drive by Amina Hall into Ashton. Kaylee Denker from the free throw line, and Kaylee gets that one. Great passes by Amina Hall and Ashton Arnold to set that shot up for Kaylee.
Not a lot of distance between those passes. You're getting to the ball, the open shooter. Don't push anything. You just let the offense come to you.
Bruins back up by 4. Hugdahl trying to work in the lane with the left hand. She'll convert off the glass for the basket.
Boy, she's been good today. That's just her 4th point. She's done everything off the ball for this Viterbo defense, too.
Snap pass over to Delaney Van Blaricon. Bruins break the press.
Great look.
Ashton Arnold has the lane down the left side, and then contact is made Foul's going to be called on the play against Madison Hugdahl, the junior from Fairchild, Wisconsin. Her second personal foul. Back in comes Brandy Dunn for the Bruins. Inbounds play. Bruins will spread out the formation here.
You got to give it to Ashton Arnold. She limped off the court there. She's giving it all to try to go today.
Shot by Gabby Moore off the mark. Delaney Van Blericon has it go off her hands and out of bounds. Possession to Viterbo. Ashton with some big, deep breaths across the way as well. Got to be feeling some pain. And, you know, you hurt your ankle, you kind of get out of shape if you're off for a week or so.
She's got a little bit of a limp going. She's going over to talk to her coach right now.
Bruins with the basketball on the steal by Delaney Van Blericon.
Shoot that.
Here's Gabby Moore back inside the kid Inca. There's going to be a reaching foul against Perla Tico Folly.
Yeah, that's about the third time Perla has done that. She's just had a good angle on the players she's guarding before that's got away with a few of them.
Her second personal, team fourth. So Bruins will be shooting free throws on the next foul against the V-Hawks. Looking inside to Brandy Dunn. Brandy the kick out pass. Moore thought about it. Bounce pass inside to Kaylee Denker. Uses her size to force a play. Then out to Brandy Dunn. Misses everything, however. And Tico Folly able to get the rebound. Working inside again to Hugdahl. Blocked by Kaylee Denker. The whistle blows.
She took a shot to the eye, too. There's a lot of contact on both sides there.
Kaylee picks up her second personal, third team foul, so 2 free throws for Madison Hugdahl.
15-4 run by the V-Hawks right now.
Off the mark with the first free throw.
This game is a one-possession game, just a 2-point game for a game that was pretty much blown open by Bellevue in that second period.
Second free throw is good, so we're a 1-point game, 38-37. Hugdahl comes out of nowhere from the backcourt to get the steal.
Again, another lengthy pass that didn't need to be there. Causes a little bit of confusion by these Bruins. They turn the ball over. That's the 10th turnover of the game for Bellevue. 2:26 to go in the third.
I believe they only had 4 at halftime. For the lead, the shot off the mark. Contact made in the battle for the ball. It's out of bounds. It'll be Bellevue basketball. Delaney Van Blericon and Madison Hugdahl battling for that one. It'll be Bellevue basketball. And that's the 5th. They're going to call foul on the play against Hugdahl. That'll be her 3rd. So Delaney with the opportunity for 2 free throws here. And the Bruins in the remaining 2:21.
Delaney was not happy.
Shooting free throws.
She thought that foul was called on her at first. Kind of gave the ball a little bit of a push to the official. She got away with one there.
Hugdahl to the bench. Johnson back in for Viterbo.
Hugdahl goes off the court to a standing ovation from this Viterbo crowd. Much deserved. She's doing everything off the ball for these guys defensively.
Delaney, a real good free throw shooter for the Bruins. 77% on the season.
Bruins 6 of 8 from the charity stripe today.
Delaney with 8 points on the afternoon. And that one kicks away, no good. Johnson with the rebound.
Yeah, they couldn't have got her back out on the court soon enough.
6 rebounds leading the way for the V-Hawks for Nicole Johnson. Shot from the corner, 3-point attempt, that one short. Kaylee Denker battling for the rebound in traffic. Had to contend with 2 different Viterbo players.
Great job there by Brandy Dunn, just sealing off two white jerseys over in the corner.
Stolen away on the play. Emily McCurdy takes it away from Brandy Dunn. So another opportunity to tie or take the lead for the V-Hawks on this possession. Johnson looks for help. McCurdy comes to available, but stolen away. Gabby Moore, Amina Hawk made her to turn around from her path to the basket. Gabby decides not to force the issue. Delaney Van Blericon will knock it down from 3-point land. Delaney picks up her 3rd tray and 12 points.
Got your arm extended to a 5-point lead now, and you're looking at Zakaya Muhammad coming ready to check back in this game, sealing off some stuff inside that you've been struggling with in this period.
Oh, no.
They're going to call that in the act of shooting.
And it's going to go against Brandy Dunn. That's where I would disagree with the call. He really bailed out
Yeah, she kind of put up
Hughes,
a prayer.
yeah, was just flailing it up there because she was out of control. Instead, she's going to be rewarded with 2 free throws here. And we don't usually get on the officials, but in that instance, it was not a good call.
It's debatable to say the
there
least.
we go. We'll be tactful. We'll be correct on that. First free throw is short. Hughes only 2 points on the game, both of them coming from the free throw line.
Yeah, credit to her for trying to put the shot up and getting the call, though. I mean, that's a great basketball move.
Yep. It works out to their favor, 42-38 after the free throw, as we have 1 minute remaining in the third period. Again, the long arms of Perla Tico Folly turns into a turnover. Shot off the mark, battle for the rebound. Amina Hall will grab it. Good job boxing out on that play by Amina. And the foul will go against Perla Tico Folly. That's her 3rd personal foul.
Yeah, and again, just another pass that well contested, not needed. You could dribble out of it, and that's what Coach Denley is so upset about right now. Getting after Ashton Arnold, hey, listen, you gotta help put your guy in a better situation there, clear up some space.
Emily Bone checking into the game, I think for the first time tonight.
Yeah, she's a legit 6'5" sophomore out of Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin, and she's definitely going to be the answer to when you have the 2 bigs on the floor for Bellevue right now, with Zakiya Muhammad being out there. And I apologize, Kaylee Denker just came off the floor.
Amina makes the first free throw. That's her first point of the afternoon. And I apologize, I've been saying Nicole Johnson the tallest at 6'3", but Emily Bond has 2 inches on her as well. Good free throw shooting by Amina Hall. Brandy Dunn checks back in for the Bruins, replacing Ashton Arnold.
A little surprised to see Kaylee Denker staying over on the bench when you got this lineup that you have on the floor right now for the V-Hawks. A lot of size, 6'3", 6'5" players out there.
48 seconds remaining in the half. Bruins maybe thinking give Kaylee a little bit of break, save her for the 4th quarter. Bruin defense up to the task in the 2-3 zone. Top of the key, Steph Ruud will give it off to Wagner, back inside to Johnson. Zakiya Muhammad trying to keep her away from the basket. Off-balance shot, ball tipped in the air. Amina Hall with a tough rebound. Gabby Moore runs into her. The ball comes loose, but Zakiya Muhammad there.
Amina's lucky she let that ball go. That would have been a travel. She stepped over the line.
Over and back.
Yeah. She just picked up her left foot and put it over the line by about a half a centimeter, but can't do that.
Dave Denley was trying to signal hold for the final shot. When Gabby looked up at him, then that little errant happening with the back foot. So now Viterbo can try to hold for the final shot.
Shot clock's off here, 15-6 to go.
Or drive to the basket. Again, a nice play.
Great job
by Zakiya Muhammad, blocking the attempt by Marley Hughes.
That's great. That's exactly what Amina Hall did on that possession about 6 minutes ago, and they whistled it. But great job by Zakiya to keep enough space between her and the ball handler.
Inbounds play for the V-Hawks. 11 seconds on the clock. To Bone, to the top of the key inside of Johnson. Zakiya is going to be called for the foul, reaching around. Nicole Johnson trying to get the steal. Instead, Johnson will head to the free throw line for 2 shots here. Both teams over the limit. So obviously not a shooting situation, but over the limit. So 2 free throws here for Nicole Johnson.
This guy took a basketball to the face for her efforts after that.
Yeah.
Not paying attention.
The Mineral Point, Wisconsin native makes the first free throw. Johnson now with 7 points. Most of them coming here in this second half of action.
Arguably the biggest shot of the game right here. This will bring it back down to 4 if she can hit it.
And she does. So the Bruins have 8 seconds to get off a final shot.
You got to find a way to get this ball into Lady Van Berenkam's hands right now. She's been the hot hand. 2
seconds left. Gabby loses her footing and will be forced into a traveling violation. So the Bruins ball handling here in this third period has just been very sloppy.
If you're Bellevue here, you just got to set your feet and don't let any easy shot get up.
0.6 of a second left. So yeah, not anything to do there. We are at the end of 3 quarters of play. And the Bellevue Bruins lead it by a score of 44-40. A third period dominated by Viterbo has got the V-Hawks back into the game.
Bellevue, after shooting so well from the three-point stripe in the first half of that period, only attempted 1 more three-point attempt after 6 minutes to go in that third period. I mean, you know you got the lead and you're trying to play it safe. Still got to run your offense and take open shots.
A 19-10 run in that third quarter for Viterbo has got them back into the game.
Yeah, Viterbo's best offensive output in the third period. They just had 21 points in the first half combined, and 19, as you alluded to, in that third period alone. 4-point game here, 10 minutes left to play in this one. It's just been a day of great college basketball. We saw Creighton go to triple overtime. Syracuse had a buzzer beater day. Marquette was in a barn burner. It's just a good day for college basketball.
Befits the weather. You know, basketball is
Sure
an
does.
indoor sport, so play it when it's cold. Bellevue now shooting 38% from the floor. Viterbo up to 30%. 6 3-pointers from Bellevue. Still an 0 for Viterbo from behind the arc. And free throws, Viterbo's been to the line 18 times and made 14 of those, 78%. That's great free throw shooting. Bellevue's been to the line 11 times and made 8.
Yeah,
that's 73%. So both teams well from the stripe.
That's been the difference for Bellevue, being able to keep pace in that third period, was their ability to get to the free throw line. Just 4 free throws in the first half. Got to the free throw line 11 times, or excuse me, 7 times in that third period.
13 turnovers against the Bruins, most of them coming in that third period. 8 turnovers against Viterbo. Here we go with the final 10 minutes of play. Bruins up by 4. Viterbo gets the opening possession.
2-3 zone by the Bruins coming out, just trying to keep everything outside right now with this big lineup that you have still on the court.
3-point shot on its way, and it's good off the hand of Emma Wagner. It's a 1-point game once again.
First 3-point basket of the game for these V-Hawks. They needed it.
Bruins break the press. Now they'll set up in the half court.
Bellevue answering this big lineup with Zakiya Muhammad and Kayla Denker both back out on the court.
Denker tries to go left side of the lane. Johnson cuts her off initially, then gets the block on the play. Denker on the floor.
Yeah, she doesn't have a gripe there. That was great defense.
B-Hawks have a one-person advantage. Now Kaylee's back in, 5-on-5. Drive into the lane, the kick-out pass. Rotation to this near side to Stelner. Now back into Stelner's hands once again. Across the way to Stefferud. She'll launch from 3. That one is off the mark, and it'll go out of bounds. So Bellevue escapes, maintaining that 1-point lead. Bellevue using 3 and sometimes 4 players to beat the press.
Hey, TJ Fritz to wake up over there. He's on. You got a big one, buddy. You should get your head in the game.
Men's game to follow approximately 20 minutes after the conclusion of this women's contest.
You can almost hear everybody take a deep breath as soon as one of those long passes happens from Bellevue. It has not been their best friend today.
Dunn inside to Denker. Again, trying to go inside out. Zakiya Muhammad. Brandy Dunn will try to drive the lane. She'll get the shot off. Contact made. That's going to go against Emily Bone, who made contact with Brandy in the act of shooting.
Brandy has just found a way to get to the free throw line here in the second half. This is going to be her 6th and 7th shot.
3 fresh bodies in for the V-Hawks.
Little small ball lineup here by the V-Hawks. It'll be interesting to see if Coach Denley goes the same way, or if he tries to take advantage of the size advantage Bellevue has right now.
Dunn at the line. Makes the first. Both teams done well from the free throw line. Brandy with 3 points on the game, all of them from the free throw line. And this time she breaks the jinx of 1 out of 2, first 2 times there.
She had hit the front end of those other 2. I wasn't going to say anything, though.
Bounce pass McCurdy, little runner in the lane. It's up and in, and contact after the fact. And let's see if they're going to wave off the basket.
That's a charge.
Offensive foul.
Great job by Kaylee Denker there, just to set her feet and take that outside of the cylinder.
So no basket on the play. Instead, the foul goes against McCurdy, her 2nd personal. 2 team fouls in this period. Bruins have 1 second to get it across, and they're not going to get it done.
Yeah, Kaylee Denker's got to be careful there, too. She picked up her dribble when she didn't need to. You got to get past the line.
Bruins didn't even really get it to the free throw line on that end, so.
Coach Denley is beside himself right now. He said, I told you to go. There was a wide open passing lane on the left side. That's kind of those ghosts that we've seen in the second half of long passes not going well for Bellevue, just kind of creeping back up.
And that's the first thing to come out of his mouth when we talked to him before the game. Shot off the mark on the attempt by Hugdahl. He said, we got to be able to handle the pressure, handle the press. Bellevue did well in the first half. Not so well in that third quarter. Here's Gabby Moore working off the Muhammad screen. Instead, the shot on its way. Gabby on the floor in front of us. Wasn't sure if there was real contact or she was trying to act on the play. Either way, the official didn't buy it.
Trying to stay away from the contact, and she did a great job, but she probably could have drawn a foul. She'd have just landed.
Nearing the 7.5-minute remaining mark. Bruins back to the 2-3 zone defense. Drive into the lane, cut off by Dunn.
Yeah.
Knocked away temporarily, but goes into the hands of McCurdy.
That 2-3 look is causing all sorts of problems for Viterbo right now.
McCurdy from three-point land off the mark. Ball, second chance opportunity as Madison Hugdahl able to get there. And there's going to be a whistle. The official points to the floor. Not quite sure if there's a grab, a hold, or whatever. But it's going to go against Kaylee Denker. That's her third personal foul. Back in comes Marley Hughes.
Bellevue right now trying to funnel everything inside of this 2-3 zone, keeping everything outside of the cylinder, trying to keep everything behind the arc. Turbo's just struggled from outside today. You can't blame them.
But just as those words come out of your mouth, Emma Wagner knocks that one down.
That's
she has both of their three-point attempts.
Tie ball game, 7:06 to play. You got to beat this press here and get past the line. You got 3 seconds. There you go.
Kaylee Denker able to get up ahead. A nice look ahead to Zakai Mohammed, who under pressure misses the shot. But a foul's going to be called on the rebounding battle.
She got fouled in the act of shooting there. Turbo got away with one. Coach Denley is not happy.
Perla Tico Folly picks up her fourth personal foul. Delaney Van Blaricon back in for the Bruins.
She's going to come out. And
Nicole Johnson back in as well, replacing Perla. Bruins on the entry play. Gabby Moore for three, off the back of the iron, no good. Delaney Van Blaricon had it temporarily, then hits hard on her right knee, and we've got an official. You could hear the kneecap smashing on the wooden floor here.
That does not look great.
And Delaney continuing to be on the floor as Mike Livergood, Bellevue's head athletic trainer, comes on to take a look at her. So obviously the Bruins are going to have to substitute somebody in for her.
She landed flush on that knee. That's never good, especially on hardwood. She is in a tremendous amount of pain.
Delaney, the fifth-year player out of Holden, Missouri.
That's a good sign. She's getting up.
But not able to put much, if any, pressure. She'll be helped out by Mike and one of the assistant trainers. Yeah.
She's been a great offensive spark for you, not only today, but this season. So that's tough to watch 23 walk off the court like that.
12 points this afternoon, 15 last night against Waldorf. So Delaney will need some attention across the way. She's fortunately able to put a little bit more pressure on it, but I doubt her presence will be back on the floor for the rest of today's game.
I think she might hurt her ankle and her knee, too, because she's taking her shoe off right now, and she's kind of pointing at her Achilles.
Viterbo with the basketball. Here's Emily McCurdy. Now giving it off to Emma Wagner. Good ball movement to the corner. Coming inside, McCurdy against Denker. And it's Emily McCurdy winning that battle with the basket to pull the V-Hawks into the lead for the first time since the opening tip.
I think you got to go back to man here for Coach Denley. They kind of figured out the zone. They're beating it right now. You got to switch something up defensively.
And one of the hardest things about playing zone is trying to defensive rebound. And there's going to be a traveling violation against Kaylee Denker. Again, trying to work against the double team. Kaylee's doing all she can to try to get inside, but no help from the officials at all.
Credit all that to Madison Hugdahl. She kind of gave her something to back up to, and then just wasn't there when she went back the third time, and that caused the travel.
6 minutes remaining. V-Hawks enjoying their first lead since the opening minute of play.
Bellevue stays in that zone look. We'll see if they're able to cause a turnover or some sort of confusion here. You got 3 possessions by these V-Hawks that have led to points.
Ball tipped out of bounds by Zakiya Mohammed. It'll stay Viterbo possession with 12 seconds on the shot clock. Yeah, in the zone, it's kind of hard to defensive rebound. You're not sure where a player is to get a butt on to block him out, and that's led to a field day, especially here in the second half, of offensive rebounds for Viterbo. They have 12 on the game.
Yeah, and we talked to Coach Denley about managing Gabby Moore's minutes. She just came off the court for about 2 minutes there. You need your best scorer back on the court for Bellevue right now with 5:43 to play in this game.
Perimeter passing by the V-Hawks. McCurdy gets the shot off before the buzzer, misses everything. That'll be a shot clock violation. And
hey,
Bellevue with the possession.
Hey, Ashton Arnold might have got her fingertips on that one to redirect that shot. Yeah, Delaney Van Blarencon is getting her ankle taped up over on the sidelines. She might have hurt more than just one thing in that last possession.
Bruins trying to get into an offensive flow on this possession. That one's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Bellevue basketball. McCurdy got a hand in there to force it away from Brandy.
I thought Brandy's knee touched that last one.
I was kind of thinking that too, holding my breath for the call. So Amina Hall trying to flash to the basket, gets in position. She'll draw the free throws. Amina Hall doing a nice job of muscling her way inside.
If you're going to call for it like that, you got to make it count. Great job by Amina there, the junior from Texas, trying to get her team back into this game.
Amina with 2 points this afternoon, both of them coming from the free throw line.
Still frustrated her Dallas Cowboys didn't win a playoff game last week. She's taking it out on these V-Hawks.
Third point of the game on that first free throw. Amina, perfect 4 for 4 from the charity stripe this afternoon.
Needed both those. Tie ball game, 5:17 to go.
Emily McCurdy quickly down the floor. Open look for Hugdahl, way off the mark there. And Brandy Dunn, the first person to get there, trying to get out of the double team in the corner.
She got that out the last. I don't think she traveled, but she was very, very close. Great effort by Brandy there.
Here's Amina at the top. Over to Ashton. Gabby calling for the basketball. Gabby tries to drive baseline, puts up a little floater, and it's good. Gabby Moore in double digits now. That's her first basket of the second half. She had 9 at halftime, now 11 on the game.
Press back on for Bellevue here. They're kind of taking a page out of Viterbo's book, both on that offensive possession and on this defensive possession.
Halfway through the shot clock, McCurdy on the runner in the lane, no good. Ashton Arnold pulls down the rebound.
Ashton did absolutely nothing on that defensive possession. That's exactly what she needed to do. She just stood there, and it caused all of the defensive confusion it needed to. Sometimes it's the little things, folks.
And she picks up her 4th board. Ashton usually one of the top rebounders for the Bruins in every game. Into Kaylee Denker, and Kaylee with a power move to the basket. Timeout called by the visitors from Wisconsin. The Bruins, who trailed 48-46, giving up the lead for the first time in a long time, have come back with 6 consecutive points with 4:01 remaining. Bellevue 52, Viterbo 48.
Good news if you're a Bellevue fan. Delaney Van Blarencon is over there trying to walk it off right now. Probably not going to see her back in this game, but for that scary moment, it's probably a lot better than what we could have anticipated it being. You got a rhythm with the transition offense right now. If you're this Bellevue, if you're this Bellevue Bruins basketball team, you've seen it be able to pound inside and create some space, be able to cut defenders. Maybe that's what you got to stick with here. Don't worry about the 3-point shot. Don't get complacent. Don't force anything down court that you don't need to be there. Just be careful with the basketball. Get looks inside and split the defense where you can.
Gabby Moore and Kaylee Denker now each with 11 points. To go along with Delaney Van Blarencon's 12, leading the way for the Bruins. And for the V-Hawks, Macy Stillner, 11 points, 8 apiece for Nicole Johnson and Emma Wagner. Bruins slapping on some full court pressure here. 4 Bruin bodies and 5 V-Hawks in the front court now, or excuse me, the back court. Now they get it across the timeline. Marley Hughes will take it back out to the top.
Kaylee Denker, you got to be careful on those presses because she just gave up the whole left side of the court there. Just lucky they didn't pay for that one.
Again, the perimeter passing, quick look inside, nothing available. Credit the Bruins defense inside. There's a nice pass inside from Marley Hughes to Perla Tico-Polly.
And again, Kaylee just cheats over to the right side there a little bit and just gives up that little bit of a lane. That's all it takes.
Up ahead to Brandy Dunn. Bruins with the press fake that time. Ashton Arnold thought about the 3-point look there, instead pulls it back. Here's Denker again, contact, shot up and in. Kaylee Denker with a big move. Last couple of times down the floor, showing a lot of experience for just a freshman.
Great look by Ashton Arnold there, just taking her defender off and creating that little bit of space, free up Kaylee's lane.
Viterbo using the passing to get down the floor. Perla Tico-Polly off the mark. Done with the rebound. Bruins trying to get out and run. A 4-3, but Here's Dunn. Brandy has a seam. Her shot up and in. Nice job by Brandy to press it ahead. Bruins back to a 6-point lead.
Coach Ice saying, go to the rim, go to the rim, go to the rim, and she did.
Open three-point look for the V-Hawks. It's knocked down from the outside by Nora Tucker. Tucker, not a lot of minutes in today's game, but makes a big basket there to cut the lead in half.
They finally found that shot. They're now 3 of 19 from 3, and all 3 of those shots have come in this fourth period.
56-53 our score with 2:33 remaining. Both these teams trying to reach deep down. Second game of the weekend doubleheader.
Yeah, you got to find something defensively if you're here at Bellevue. Once you lose this ball, because they've got you to commit to cheating to the right side and giving up lanes on the left side. You got to be aware of that if you're Kaylee Denker and whoever else comes off the bench in this situation. I wouldn't mind seeing Julian Friedman get back in this game and see if she can give a little bit of assistance down low.
Amina Hall, Gabby Moore, Ashton Arnold, Zakaya Mohammed, and Kaylee Denker on the floor. Excuse me, that's Brandy Dunn rather than Zakaya. 5 instead of 15. Again, full court pressure. Ashton Arnold across the timeline. Jump stops there, harried by the double team. Moore comes over to help.
Coach Denley saying, get to the rim.
On the switch, the top of the key. Bruins down to 10 seconds. Amina Hall, three-point look from the corner, no good. Kaylee Denker reaching inside. They say a foul on the play.
Yeah, Emma Wagner had her arm hooked around Kaylee's wrist.
So Kaylee Denker will go to the free throw line. First time, Kaylee was there 1 for 1 in the game. So 2 big free throws here as the V-Hawks over the limit.
Yeah, you need at least one of these bare minimum here.
Jim goes quiet, shot goes up, off the mark.
2:08 to play, you got a 3-point lead, and you need to extend this out, get this to double possessions here.
Kaylee, a 54% free throw shooter on the season. Second shot, almost the exact same spot. Battle for the rebound. It's a tie-up jump ball. Ashton Arnold getting in there, and Bellevue will retain possession.
Yeah, that was 100% effort. That's all that was. Great job by Ashton Arnold there.
Ashton slipped inside of Perla Tico Folly to get that offensive rebound. Yeah. Probably the biggest one the Bruins have had all day.
The junior from Clovis, California has just found herself in all the right places today.
Inside to Denker, little baby hook, get in the hole. Kaylee Denker, a big fourth quarter from the freshman out of Lincoln East High School.
Her hook's a little more impressive than what we saw from our PA announcer at halftime today.
Tico Folly underneath, Denker, hands straight up. Contact made, however, and in the eyes of the official, that's a 2-shot foul. 4th personal against Kaylee. 1:45 remaining in the game as Perla Tico Folly to the line.
Coach Denley had the same question I did. How did she make contact? Because that looked like all ball from this angle.
Toughest call in basketball for the officials. First free throw was good, 58-54. Still a 2-possession game. Now a 1-possession game. 58-55, timeout on the floor with 1:45 remaining. The Bruins 58 and the V-Hawks 55.
Perla Tico Folly has kind of been the Viterbo unsung hero of the game at this point. She's really done everything off the ball defensively for these V-Hawks, and 2 really big free throws there to cut this to a 1-possession game. Minute 45 in this one, 58-55, Bruins lead.
Kaylee Denker with 15 points on the game. 6 or 8 of them have come here in this fourth quarter on big moves to keep the V-Hawks at bay. Van Blaricon on the bench with 12 points. Gabby Moore with 11. 11 points from Macy Stelner, most of those coming in the first half. Johnson and Wagner with 8 points apiece. Those are the leading scorers for each team.
Yeah, Delaney was in the huddle there and limping it off. I mean, you'd love to see her get back out there, but she's probably done this one. They got some heavy tape on that ankle, but I'd be surprised if she comes back into this game.
Possibly in a situation where they need on offense a 3-point look. Again, Bruins trying to get through the pressure, and a foul's going to be called. This one's going to go against Macy Stelner, so haven't had a lot of fouls called on the pressure.
She just kind of whacked Amina Hall across her forehead there. It's a good call by the officials.
That'll get your attention. Amina to the free throw line.
Making sure she's awake, too. It's a A little early game, try to wake up the other team. It's all right.
Amina's been good for the Bruins at the free throw line. The junior out of Denton, Texas. 5 in a row for Amina.
None bigger than this one right here.
Six out of 6 for Amina Hall. Bruins back up by 5 points.
Press is on big time here.
135. Brandy Dunn, kind of the one-woman show, trying to battle against Marley Hughes. V-Hawks pass it away into the hands of McCurdy. McCurdy working down low. Nice job by Amina to stop an inside look. Shot clock down to 12. Game clock down to 1:20.
Bellevue drops back down into a zone coverage here, 3-2. Top of the key.
McCurdy trying to find some open space. Instead, she passes out for the three-point look by Emma Wagner. It's no good. Ashton Arnold with the board.
You have to respect her game. She just does everything correctly. The way she just boxed out there is textbook.
Been a big part of this Bruin program for the last 3 years.
Got a 5-point lead with under a minute to go. Coach Denley saying, slow down. Set the offense. Run 4.
Use the clock to your advantage. Shot clock down to 10. Game clock to 47. Moore penetrates. Shot off the mark. No good.
That obviously didn't count, but that's who you want that ball to be in their hands. Under a minute to play, you want Gabby Moore taking that shot.
Tico Foley with the rebound. Gives it off to Hughes. Hughes working down the right side.
Lack of urgency here from Viterbo. A little strange.
A foul called on the floor. That's going to go against Ashton Arnold, her second personal. Third team foul against the Bruins, so still not a shooting situation.
Bellevue had one to give there, so you like that response.
Timeout called by head coach Dave Denley with 30 seconds remaining in the game. The Bruins up by 5, 60-55. The Bruins have done a nice job coming back from giving up the lead a few minutes ago.
When you've been as sloppy as Bellevue has with their possessions in the second half, you need to get everybody settled down and know, hey, listen, after we get this ball back, this is exactly what we need to do. We've got a lot of time. Make sure you hold the ball. We're not going to give up any easy turnovers. Let's get to the free throw line. Let's ice this game.
I believe the Bruins only 1 turnover in this fourth quarter after a very sloppy third period.
Yeah, they had 14 at the end of the 3, and they have 15 now. So they've played very, very smart, very disciplined basketball, getting to the rim effectively. No long passes. They've taken their time, getting the ball past half court. No sloppy play, and that's what you got to continue for this next 30 seconds to put this one away at home.
And Bellevue has also taken the lead in reboundings on the game, 37-36. Viterbo had a pretty sizable margin, especially in the offensive rebound category, but the Bruins have not allowed a lot of second chance opportunities here in the fourth period.
Yeah, and after just 4 free throws in that first half, Bellevue shot 15 free throws in the second half, and it's really been the difference in this game.
Bellevue shooting 62% from the free throw line on the season. Tonight they're shooting 74%, so the pressure's on. The Bruins have done the job from the line. Let's see if they can do it now on defense.
Yeah, you can't give up an easy foul here. You just got to keep the pressure on. If you have to give up a basket by just trying to use space for defense, I think you can live with that if you're Bellevue right now.
Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining should they need to use them. 25 seconds remaining. Drive to the basket by Wagner. Say a foul's going to occur on the floor.
That's against Ashton. I think that's her 5th, right? Yeah, that'd just be her 3rd. I apologize.
The foul's on Amina Hall, her 3rd personal.
It doesn't matter anyway.
4 team fouls. So on the next foul, it'll be a free throw shooting situation. On the drive to the basket, Emma Wagner landed hard on her hip. Coming in to replace her is Nora Tucker, who hit that big 3-pointer not too long ago. 23 seconds remaining. Inbounds play for the V-Hawks. And there's going to be a traveling violation. Perla Tico Foley worked herself free, but then skipped with it.
Yeah, Coach Denley wants a timeout.
And Dave Denley will call the timeout, which means the Bruins will have 1 remaining, but more importantly, they'll be able to take it out at half court instead of having to go the length of the court.
He said, put it over there. We want it on that side. We want as much space to get this ball in as we can.
22.8 seconds remaining in the game. The Bruins up by 5 points. So I'm sure Coach Denley will have his good free throw shooting team in here because
expect Ashton Arnold to inbounds this and she's going to probably put it in the hands of Gabby Moore and expect Amina Hall to be out there as well. She's been perfect from the free throw line today.
So it comes down to these final 22 seconds to see which team is going to earn the conference victory.
very surprising, just the lack of urgency in the last 2 possessions for Viterbo there. I mean, they just kind of dribbled around, took about 20 seconds off the clock there, despite being down 5.
Bellevue playing a little musical chairs on the floor, not allowing Viterbo to get its defense set. Into the hands of Kaylee Denker. She'll pull it in, give it off to Brandy Dunn. Dunn on the double team, a whistle blows. Let's see which of the 2 V-Hawks is going to get it. It'll go against Emily McCurdy, and that is her 5th personal foul. So McCurdy's day is done. Only 2 of 11 shooting today for Emily McCurdy, one of the leading scorers for the V-Hawks. 0 for 3 from distance, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 6 total points.
Yeah, Nicole Johnson coming back into this one. She's also got 3 fouls, so they've been trying to kind of save her. I'm surprised she's been missing in action these last 3 minutes.
Brandy Dunn at the free throw line. First one, swoops around the rim one time and falls through. One more free throw will make it a 3-possession game and pretty much ice it.
That one tried to fall out and somehow just rolled home.
Dunn again at the line. Brandy up, and it's in. Big free throws by Brandy Dunn. A 3-possession lead, 7 points, 62-55 with 19 seconds remaining. Lionel Jones will call the timeout, so now each team with 1 timeout remaining has the Bruins. High percentage to win this one with 19 seconds remaining.
Yeah, if you're Bellevue here, you just got to keep as much space as you can between yourself and the ball handler. No easy fouls, just try to keep some space, and if they got to get an easy one at the basket, just get the basketball back and protect it.
So Dave Denley talking to his team on one side of the court. Lionel Jones on the other side, trying to figure out a strategy to get 7 points or more in 19 seconds.
That's why he gets paid the big bucks.
Yeah.
You got to figure this one out. Almost an impossible situation. If you're Bellevue, if you're Dave Denley, you got to be very pleasantly surprised how your teams responded after that dud of a third quarter. They came out and they just couldn't find the bottom of the nylon. Just 10 points in that third period. They've got 18 in the fourth, and have found a way to kind of seal this one out.
Could be the second night in a row where the Bruins had a double-digit lead, gave up a good chunk of it. In fact, they gave up all of it tonight and then came back to win both days.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Jones, I mean, your team came out flat and only scored 6 points in that first period and have completely responded every period since then in double digits, and including that 19-point third quarter, and they got 15 in this fourth.
Bruins walking slowly back on the floor on defense. There's got to be some tired young ladies out there after playing 2 games in less than 24 hours.
It might be cold outside. It's not exactly cold in here, too. This one's a little bit of a sweatbox today.
They'll not guard the passer. Stelner will be able to get it into the hands of Hughes. 17 seconds and counting. Hughes guarded by Brunt, trying to free up a look from Tucker from three-point land. No good. Battle for the rebound. Zakaya Mohammed pulls it down with Macy Stelner all over her back.
Mace took a little bit of shot for the left side of her cheek there, but it's kind of what happens underneath the basket.
So Stelner will be the person who'll be called the foul on. That's terrible sentence structure, I know, but her second personal. And so Zakaya Mohammed will step to the free throw line for 2 shots here. That'll really seal the D with just 10 seconds left. Both teams battling hard for a solid 40 minutes this afternoon.
Yeah, and I think that's the most impressive thing about Zakaya's game is her ferocity when she's rebounding the basketball. I mean, she does not take any prisoners when she gets her hand on the ball.
Zakaya now 3 for 3 from the free throw line for 5 points on the afternoon. And make it 6 for 6, and the Bruins now with a 9-point lead and 10 seconds left. That's insurmountable. Viterbo may get off one final shot. Nicole Johnson with the basketball behind the arc, not definitely her range. Stelner with the shot, that one's off the mark. Brandy Dunn with a rebound, and this one is in the books. The Bellevue Bruins survive a valiant comeback attempt by the Viterbo V-Hawks to win the game by a score of 64-55. With the victory, the Bellevue Bruins even their record at 10-10 overall and go to 3-2 in North Star Athletic Association play.
Yeah, that ladder is the most important part. You get above 500 in conference. You got a couple tough ones coming up. That was a much-needed victory by Coach Denley's team.
With the loss, the Viterbo V-Hawks dropped to 6-9 overall, 1-3 in conference play. Don't go away. We'll have head coach Dave Denley and one of the Bellevue players come on up for our post-game interviews. before the Bruins turn their attention to the third game in this homestand. That's next Saturday against number 13 rated Mayville State. So hang with us as we go through some final stats and information. The Bellevue Bruins wind up shooting 39% on the game, 31% from Viterbo. 6 3-pointers for the Bruins, 3 for the V-Hawks. Bellevue 18 of 23, 78% from the free throw line. Big, especially down the final quarter when it mattered most. 16 of 20, 80% for Viterbo. What to you, Jimmy, is your biggest stat?
Yeah, to me it's the free throw shots. I mean, Bellevue was limited in getting to the charity stripe in that first half. The fact that they ended up shooting 23 free throws by the end of the game is incredibly impressive. They were able to adjust in the game and kind of adapt to what Viterbo was doing. Hats off to Coach Denley and this coaching staff for getting this team ready for the adjustments.
Bellevue wins the rebounding battle 39-36. Bellevue wins the assist battle 12-9. Go through some of the individual stats for us as well.
Yeah, Kaylee Denker had herself a game. She was one of the more assertive players today, 7 of 15 from the field. She had 15 points and led all scorers. We talked about Delaney Van Bellencron. Obviously, she went down hard, grabbing her ankle and her knee later in that game, but she still had 12 points and hit three shots from outside that really kept Viterbo at bay. Gabby Moore, despite her heroic effort last night of 40 points, still played about 36 today with 4 of 14 from the field, 11 points.
For the visiting V-Hawks, Macy Stelner leading the way with 11 points. Nicole Johnson and Emma Wagner with 8. Perla Tico Folly had 7 points. Emily McCurdy with 6. Madison Hugdahl had 5. Gina Stefferud 4. Marley Hughes had 3. Nora Tucker also had 3 points. And completing the lineup, Denker had 15, Van Blaricon 12, Moore 11, Dunn with 8, 6 for Mohammed, 6 for Arnold, and 6 for Amina Hall. As we look down the floor, we see Kaylee Denker coming up to visit with us on our post-game show. So Jimmy,
I'll slide out.
Yeah, will give up his seat. All right, have a seat, young lady. And slip those on. All right, cameras pointing this way. Kaylee Denker joining us on our post-game show. Congratulations on a W here today.
Thank you.
Congratulations also to you individually. You really took charge, especially there in the fourth quarter. Your line on the evening, 15 points. I believe 6 of them coming in the crucial minutes down the floor. When you were in the huddle in that fourth quarter, a couple times when Coach Denley was talking to you, what were some of the things he said to try to focus to put points on the board?
Really, it was just to start rebounding more, mentally focus. That was the main ones. Make sure we always have those box outs, for sure, yep.
One of the points we made in the zone defense, sometimes it's hard to find a body to block out, but easier in man-to-man. But you guys in that fourth quarter really turned things around. Momentum is always a big part in basketball. What happened in that third quarter where you lost the momentum, and then what happened in the fourth quarter when you regained it?
You know, I think it's really just us coming together as a team. Sometimes we have those lapses. I think every game we can all kind of say we all have those mental lapses, but it's just working to get out of those, playing as a team, making sure we can do as much as we can to get out of those as quick as possible.
You guys have a nice core of post players. You've got you've got Zakiya Muhammad, you've got Shelby, you've got Jillian down there. Do you guys work a lot against each other?
Yes,
in practice time?
Yeah, all the time. Should always try to push each other to be the best player that we can be.
Do you feel more comfortable now that you've been here for almost 20 games, or exactly 20 games on the season, than when you started as a freshman?
Yeah, for sure. I think more of it is just confidence. I think I gained a lot of confidence so far this season, and, you know, like you said, just going against those other post players on our team is helping a lot, you know. Kai already had the player of the week, so, I mean, going against her in practice every day is really beneficial to me.
You've done a great job here. What's the biggest difference between playing high school ball last year at Lincoln East and now playing college level ball here at Bellevue University?
Just knowing your role. I think in high school my role was a lot different than coming here at Bellevue, and I'd also say all the competition is just a lot different. You know, here everyone can shoot, but once we go into high school, there might be like 1 or 2 shooters per team that you really need to lock in on. But here, I mean, everyone's respectable, and you have to respect them as much as you can. Talk
a little bit about your path here to Bellevue University. What was it about Bellevue? Who were the people that excited you about coming to Bellevue University?
First, it was Alexis. She used to play here, but she was my AAU coach.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep,
Alexis Martinez, yeah.
Yes. But besides that, it was really just the coaches. And then I came up here for a game. I met the girls, and they were all super nice. And then I went on my tour here, and I love the campus. And so far, it's been great, so I love it.
Very good. Well, before I let you go, be sure to give a big hello to everybody listening in. Wave at the camera. And
hey, everyone.
I met your dad a couple of weeks ago. He came up and introduced himself, so that's always nice to put faces of families with the players as well.
They're here at every game, so
very good.
Love it.
Thanks for coming up. Congrats again on a great game for you personally and as a team. Kaylee Denker joining us on our post-game show. You can hand those over to Coach. All right, joining us now, Coach Dave. Dale, I almost called you Dave Denker.
Well, tonight I take that last name.
Very good. A great game for Kaylee tonight, and the Bruins. That third quarter was ugly. No other way to describe it. Turnovers aplenty, few points or whatever. What was it that, in your opinion, was the momentum swing for the Bruins in that fourth quarter to get things back on your side?
We started being aggressive. You know, I think Ice put them in that press a little bit just to kind of get their mind out of stuff. We were being passive against their three-quarter court press, and we weren't pushing the ball down the floor, being aggressive. We were kind of waiting for somebody else to do things. And, you know, it's been an Achilles heel of ours throughout the year, and we just got to keep getting better at it. And we started getting aggressive. We started looking down the floor, and then when the half court came, we really executed late. We ran like 2 or 3 different sets. We executed them. We got Kaylee the ball on the block a couple times. She made some big-time plays. Mimi stepped up and hit big-time free throws. Yep. And then Brandy, obviously, late there, burying those 2 to give us that cushion that we needed. Zakaya, you know, in and out, kind of it's difficult for her right now. I think she's thinking. She wants to do the things we're asking her to do, but then when she gets in a game, she's thinking. And she's such an athlete. She's got to play. Yeah. And then we just got to keep working with her on she just learns a little bit at a time. I think she's trying to, you know, early on you think those freshmen have this, you know, it's like a funnel and they're just here. I think she's still in that funnel right now. Yeah. And we got to narrow her focus a little bit so she can just focus on certain things. And that's on me as a coach. I got to put that in there, a better perspective for her. But you know, Delaney going down there, you know, the anchor had to play 33 minutes tonight. That we extended her a lot. Yeah. And then also, I mean, Ashton played 36 on a bum ankle. I mean, we rested her a little bit last night, but my God, she had to be on the floor tonight, and she just gutted one out for us, and that was huge for us. But you know, we're banged up right now, but that's what it is this time of year, and you just got to find a way. And we got kids stepping up, and hopefully we can get a couple more healthy for next week, and we go from there. But winning 2 in a row at home, it's been a while since we've won 2 in a row. We don't make
it feels nice, doesn't it?
It does, but we don't make them easy. But you know, even when we got that lead, I knew they had a push in them. I just didn't know we'd go like 7 minutes without scoring or only 2 points. You know, we just have those droughts where we just don't hit a bucket. And Brandy's got to get going again offensively. She went to the basket late for us, which was huge. But you know, she's got a great stroke. She's just in that situation right now where she's shooter. You know, sometimes shooters go in a slump, and you just got to keep shooting to get out of it. And you know, we'll keep working with her. She's such a competitive kid. Just love her. I mean, she just defensively she never stops playing, so that's the best part.
It did both games this weekend, Friday night and this afternoon. I mean, similar scenarios. You jumped out to a double-digit lead, then it kind of whittled away from you, but you had the guts and energy to overcome that and get back. I mean, that's a sign of a team that's really growing and continuing to advance as the season goes on.
Yeah, I mean, we've 4 games in a row now where we've kind of had leads, let them get back in it. We've won 2 of those, 3 in a row, I guess it is. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where I think we got to learn how to play with the lead, you know, and We got to learn to, in that moment, defensively, we gave them too many second chance points, too many second opportunities. I don't know if they scored on all of them, but that extended us defensively. We did a better job of not fouling, but, you know, I mean, we still created. But we shot free throws better tonight, especially late. We weren't shooting them great early. We really hit them in the last quarter, which was huge.
78% on the game. And
I don't know what
probably
we were
close to 100 in that fourth quarter. I can't think of any.
I think we missed one in that fourth quarter. I think Kaylee missed one, but I'm not sure.
Coming up next Saturday, another home game, 3 consecutive games at home in a row. Games that you can hopefully, you've won 2, hopefully make it 3. A tough opponent, though. Mayville State comes in, number 13 rated in the NAIA.
Yeah, they're really good. I personally think they're a top 10 team. I think them and Dakota State are both top 10 teams. And, you know, our ARC ratings will come out this week. Those are the more of the seeding and stuff for the national tournament. The poll is just opinions.
Yeah.
This is based off facts and stats and data. But I really think both those teams are legitimate top 10 teams. And, you know, we'll have our work cut out for us, but what a great opportunity. You get to play at home. You get to play against one of the best teams in the country, one of the best players in the country, and Jordan's Rust. I mean, she's a first-team All-American, possible candidate for Player of the Year, in my opinion. You know, you just got to go play. And the Viterbo team went up to their place, took them down to 10. It was a really good game. You know, Mayville didn't shoot it well, but, again, you got to do those things. And, you know, sometimes you just got to play the game, and if you believe it, you're good. And, I mean, our freshmen are getting better. Our you know, Gabby's figuring some things out. And again, we're asking her to play a ton of minutes, and you know, that's hard. And so we'll just try and see if we can get a little healthier for next week.
All right. Congratulations on the 2 wins this weekend. Get that upset special in the making for next Saturday.
I'd love that. Thank you.
Head coach Dave Denley joining us on the post-game wrap-up as the Bellevue Bruins win it by a score of 64-55 over the Viterbo V-Hawks. Thanks once again to Logan working behind the scene for his great help. And for Jimmy Allen, his commentary, Mick Krupsey signing off for now. Come on back in about 10 minutes or so, and we'll have men's action right here on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network.